You're seeing Anik Singal being sued by the FTC because of lying, because of using fake testimonials, absurd claims that are true for probably less than 1% of the people who buy the product. If you've come into direct response in the last 5 years, you don't have a clue what compliance is unless you have deliberately gone out of your way to seek out why. But why would you do that when everybody else who's killing it is virtually non-compliant or very deliberately non-compliant? Compliance is not something that you sweep under the rug. If you do, you're going to lose a lot of money. You're likely to get caught. And right now, you're probably like, oh, well, there's so many people being non-compliant. Why would they catch me? Because they're going to start cracking down on this stuff more and more and more as more people are making absurd claims, using fake testimonials, doing things that are going to get you in trouble because you don't know how to otherwise convert and because nobody's teaching it. And no, because you get sued by the FTC doesn't make you an expert in all things compliantly converting. I'm one of the few copywriters alive who has been audited by the FTC and FDA and passed with 100% flying colors in a company that made millions of dollars on Facebook. There was a lot of attention on it and a lot of attention on me. And because the owners revealed that I wrote it, I was and I am liable for any non-compliance that I put out there. In other words, I took their money, whether it's upfront money or performance money, I took their money to write their copy. If I make claims that aren't true, or I make up stories, make up testimonials, make up non-true claims in order to convert, I'm liable. If you're a copywriter, if you're a business owner, you're liable. We see that Anik is positioning this as leverage to teach you about compliance. So somebody who went out of their way to lie is now going to teach you compliance because they got caught. And let's call what this is. This is trying to make his money back from making incredibly stupid decisions. If we go over to his page, don'tSayThat.com, this is the actual product he's selling. Let's just for a second take a quick listen.
You could earn up to $1,000 an hour.
Don't say that.
Okay, so how many marketers do you know in our direct response community, in my Facebook group, and Nothing Held Back? How many marketers do you know that have made untrue claims? Because when I go through copy, and I've had a lot of people reach out to me from Facebook groups and over the years, just because of my reputation, I have seen more copy than most copywriters ever will. And most copy is non-compliant because now more than ever, especially in the last 5-7 years, compliance has just been ushered more and more away. So for Anik to sit here and say, oh, you can't say that because he got caught, and now he's saying, well, I got caught, you will too, the negative bias, the fear factor.
Cut. This package is worth at least $23,000.
How many people elevate the value of their free products, of their bonuses, of their lead magnets to try to convince people that it's worth so much? You go all the way back to infomercials. You're not going to pay $497. You're not going to pay $397. You're not even going to pay $197, which if you go to the store right now is exactly what you'll pay. No, you didn't. You're not even going to pay $97. If you order now, you can get your blah blah for just 2 payments of $19.99. For less than $40, you can have, right? So the whole price valuation, but I'll tell you what, I learned a long time ago, I discovered a long time ago that you don't need to have the price in your copy. The value proposition is not actually in the price. The price is perceived value and positioning. In other words, if your perceived value, that speaks for itself. It's like if you work something up and it's worth $97 and you're selling it for $37, that can actually make people feel weird. Like, there's no way that's possible. If you're selling it for $497, you might have priced yourself out of the market. You're positioning in front of the wrong people who can't afford what you're offering. So you have to find where the value proposition is to build up the perceived value while creating an offer that is palatable for most people. And you don't need to go through these financial price point extremes in order to make that point, and it's non-compliant.
Don't say that.
Cut.
And you don't need any experience at all.
You make money $10,000 a month in your pajamas. I was on the TikToks, and I actually heard one of Ella's friends, a woman I had, I think, dinner with in San Diego with another one of their friends, and she was talking about her average is $15,000 a month. Now, I don't know how long she's been doing it, and I didn't listen to the rest of her TikTok posts. But when we talk about that, we're trying to position ourselves as being worth a certain amount of money to somebody we're trying to sell something to, right? Why do you think I say I'm a 10-figure copywriter? I want to make the point that there are very few copywriters who have accomplished what I've accomplished in virtually every major market. In fact, I can't think of one that I haven't converted in. So when I make claims, I'm telling true stories, but I'm not saying it to be like, oh, you can do it too. I'm saying I'm going to give you the tools, the secrets, the heuristic puzzle pieces that have empowered me to do this. I'm not saying that you're going to be able to make, $1 billion for people if you're a copywriter, or $1 million for yourself in your own bank account. I'm not making specific financial claims. Even when I work with people one-on-one in our one-on-one masterminding, aka Right With You, even though everybody I've worked with so far has succeeded, I don't think there's one person who hasn't. I'm trying to think. Okay, I think of one. And that was because a Facebook account got taken away where there hasn't been a very big ROI. So one person. Well, that's a true claim. So if I'm marketing for my Right With You, I can tell those true stories. I can bring you onto Zoom or StreamYard and show you the proof. Not going to put it out there in public, but I'm going to show you the proof if you need to see that. So you can verify that I'm not full of poop, that I actually do know what I'm talking about, that my results are real, they are true. People challenge me all the time. Really? You've made that much? Yeah. Just one VSL made 9 figures. Just one. And I've been doing this for 18 years.
Don't say that.
Uh-oh.
Hi, I'm Greg Christiansen, and for the last 20 years, I've acted as a compliance attorney, and I've heard the craziest things.
Oh my gosh, this guy sucks. So, this is just a deliberate money grab. So far, I've kind of seen him make a mockery over his FTC, being sued by the FTC. I'm not seeing an opportunity here to help the most people. This is being funny. It's being ironic. It's making light of the situation, when the truth is he could really be an advocate for compliance. He can really tell a true story and more match this tone. This felt more sincere. The investigation was a doozy. Tell me more about that in an authentic way, in a podcast style VSL. Talk like a real person instead of trying to be a funny. So real fast, share this tab. Here's just a quick ad for compression socks. Positioning is the hook, right? So when we can tie our mechanism to a deeper core, then it makes the problems that people think they have different than what they originally thought. And therefore, the solutions that they were looking for don't make any sense at all anymore. Now, this is the only thing that makes sense. And here's why. Save now. Very simple, 100% compliant. I'm to push fresh blood and oxygen to your heart and brain. That's no big claim. And it's very citable with science, with the 20 to 30 millimeters of mercury. Help, this is the hedge, increase all day natural energy. True. Make your shifts feel easy peasy. True. When you take them off, God, it's like your legs feel refreshed, even though you've been standing all day. Obviously, reduce the swelling and edema because the circulation, and also that includes lymphatic. We have more lymph than blood. Squelch headaches, again, a lack of circulation a lot of times is the core reason why we get headaches. Neuropathy, first dry up. They need fresh blood, and they're rejecting fresh blood because there's nothing getting there and it's not circulating to it enough, and so it dries up. We're getting the blood back, we're flooding it, so we're helping squelch neuropathic pins and needles where they begin. If we go over here, this is a non-compliant VSL on Facebook, but you can still run it. You just have to get pages in between. So get people on an advertorial, maybe edit this a little bit, to hardness, just talk about libido, drive, simplify some of it. But the actual problem, change things like natural morning steel instead of morning wood, morning steel. Getting into, male menopause, andropause, and how to ground that down in compliance on Facebook is very possible. But if you don't know that, if you don't know how to do that, then you can write, amazing VSL copy, but it'll never, ever convert. It's understanding how to get the most out of all of your copy and how to get positive comments. I did a class this morning when I asked if I can show the first 5 minutes of the class because I rewrote one of the manifestation ads in just the first 5 minutes of the Write With You session. It wasn't necessarily for compliance, but because the control is making such big claims and a lot of it is kind of true, we want to ground the ads down and as much specificity as possible, but positioning it so that we don't have to make big claims. The way, where you enter the conversation makes all the difference in the world. So that's all I have to say for right now. I'm curious what your thoughts are on compliance and what do you know about it? And why do you think it's important? Not just about not going to jail or getting slapped with a lawsuit that could bankrupt you for the rest of your life, at the very least, take years of progress away from your business. It's not just a matter of, I'll be as compliant as I can, but at first I know I want to get away with as much as I can. And nobody's going to get me. Nobody's going to pinch me. Nobody's looking at me. I'm a little guy. I get it. But this stuff does matter, especially if you want to scale. And Facebook will reject your ads. Your Facebook score will go down. Yeah, your account has a score. If you're below 4, your ads are getting served to less relevant people. Compliance matters in ways that you're not aware of. It's affecting all of your financial metrics. You just don't know it. So if you want to have more conversation about this, let me know.